Hi, welcome to What's Cooking with Rochelle. Today we are making a quick, simple, healthy dinner for you and your family. We are making poached white fish with cherry tomatoes, and we're making that in a white wine sauce. Yes, kids can eat it. We're cooking the alcohol out of the sauce. We are not adding any cream to the sauce, which is going to be a healthier version. If you would prefer yours to be a little more decadent, please feel free to add cream, and I'll tell you when to do that. I have a stainless steel pot skillet on the stove, and I am heating that to a medium heat. Once the skillet is up to temperature, I'm going to be adding a little bit of olive oil to it. While we're waiting for that to happen, let's get our fish prepped. So you can see I have 2 fish fillets here, and I have patted them dry. And we are going to take a little bit of salt and just sprinkle that over it. And we are going to do both sides of the fish. I chose to use a Pollack today. You could use tilapia, sea bass, halibut, whatever fish fits your fancy. You could use white pepper, although most people don't have white pepper, so I am doing it with black pepper today for you guys. If you do have white pepper and prefer it, go ahead and use that. And again, as always, if you don't have or don't like pepper, feel free to omit it from your fish recipe. It's not a required element. Okay, now that we have that seasoned, rather than seasoning the flour, as you could see, we seasoned the fish itself. The next thing is we're actually just going to add some flour to both sides of our fish. Excellent. Let's go get our skillet. All right, so we are going to take our fish, go ahead and cook it. You're only going to need to cook a fish this thin, maybe a couple of minutes each side at the most. Now, unlike some other recipes, you're going to want to leave all of those bits and pieces in the pan. We're going to use that with the sauce that's going to be made. To that pan, we're going to be adding shallots first, and we're going to cook those for about 30 seconds to a minute before adding our cherry tomatoes. Let's go flip our fish. All right, our fish is half cooked already. Let's go ahead and we are going to add some lemon at the very end, right before we add the butter. Again, lemon is an optional element in this sauce. If you don't like the taste of lemon, you could omit that if you wanted, but it adds a nice flavor. Okay, so like I said, we want to leave those little bits in there. Go ahead and add your shallot. If you don't have any shallot on hand, you could use a red onion or white onion or even a sweet yellow onion, whichever flavor profile you prefer. Shallot is a combination of onion and garlic, so it adds a little different texture and taste. Okay, we're adding the cherry tomatoes now. I have 16 cherry tomatoes that I've halved. We're gonna let those cook for about 30 seconds. The next ingredient we are adding is white wine. Choose whatever kind of white wine you prefer. There is no specific kind. And if you'd like to use white cooking wine that they sell, you could use that as well as regular white wine. All right, we're gonna let that cook for just a second. We are adding a teaspoon of white wine vinegar. If you don't have white wine vinegar, you could use red, although it's gonna change the color of yours. Also, if you have apple cider vinegar, you could use that. It's just gonna make the sauce a little sweeter. You could also use an alternative vinegar if you make your own vinegars, or if you have an exciting flavor that you've picked up at a farmer's market. To this sauce, we're also going to add just a pinch of salt. Now, I went and got the butter out. I actually put my butter in the freezer because I want my butter to be really cold. It'll make a super satiny sauce at the end. And again, I told you we're making it with no cream today. So instead, to thicken my sauce a little bit, we are using a flour called Wondra flour, which is just a finer purified flour. It's great for sauces and gravies without making lumps. So let's get our lemon in it. And that sauce does need to cook down, so we're gonna turn up the heat a little bit and get that pumping to reduce to about half before we add our flour. All right, let's add a little flour, thicken it up, and then our butter. Now I'm adding my butter 1 pat at a time. Again, this is going to go ahead and make it nice and wonderful, luscious sauce. And the butter was cold. Again, if you want to make it even healthier, you could omit the butter, use ghee instead, or like I said, if you want to make it more decadent, you would be adding heavy cream instead of just that Wondra flour like we did. Okay, we've got our butter all melted. Let's add our fish back into our sauce. Sorry, I was trying to make it pretty side up for you guys. And you just want this to come back up to a boil to get the fish hot. And then we are ready to eat. Okay, let's dig in. Now that amount of fish would normally feed 2 people if you're doing it as your entree with a light appetizer. It could feed 4 people if you're having maybe a soup and a salad. And oh, so good. I garnished mine with some fresh parsley Not necessary if you don't have any parsley in your cupboard. The cherry tomatoes are amazing cooked in that sauce, which you could add. There's lots of other alternatives you could add into that sauce as well if you wanted, but it is wonderful as is. Super good. And honestly, not that bad. And if you don't add the butter, definitely more healthy, but butter is also good. Thank you for watching another great episode of What's Cooking with Rochelle. Please like and subscribe. I would love to hear your feedback, positive or negative. And thank you so much for watching. Please share with others. What's Cooking with Rochelle. Bye for now.